Yo, how's it going, everyone? This is Mitchell Mander here, and I just got done watching Boruto 17, and my goodness, what an episode. This episode was fantastic. This is arguably the best episode of Boruto today. It is competing with episodes 189 and episode 65, and also 204 for best Boruto episode. Because I have to say, the directing in this episode was fantastic. The fight between Baryon mode Naruto and Isshiki was great, even though it went from being one-sided on, prior to Baryon mode, Naruto and Sasuke versus Isshiki. They couldn't even land a single hit on Isshiki, and now Naruto just landing multiple hits on Isshiki, and he can't even hit Naruto now. So I love how the tables turn, but what an excellent episode. So let's talk about it in today's review. But anyways, before I get into that, I just want to say, if you're new to the channel, you like this type of content, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It'd be pretty awesome if you would do that. Now, I want to talk about episode 216 really briefly, because I didn't do an actual full-on review for this episode last week, but this was an excellent episode as well, a 9.5 out of 10. But I like some of the changes the anime made to the manga, like the extended fight scene between Naruto and Sasuke and Ichiki, which shows that, Ichiki is just way above both of them. They just stand no chance at this point. I also like the scene where Boruto used his compressor Sengun to try and stop the cube from crushing Sasuke, to the point where it was actually injuring him. And then the arm break scene was actually pretty brutal in the anime version. It looked way more effective than how the manga portrayed it. It looked like he was in pain in the manga, but here you just see the emotions in Boruto's face. And it's really well animated and well done. But anyways, that's all I want to mention about this episode. Excellent episode, 9.5 out of 10. Moving on to episode 217. Now moving on to episode 217. Now this episode was fantastic from beginning to end. It was such an enjoyable episode. The directing in this episode was fantastic. Like I said, from beginning to end, just great stuff. The first half of this episode is Baryon mode Naruto versus Isshiki, and the second half is when Kawaki basically gets teleported in there, and it focuses on his backstory and expands it compared to what the manga gave us. I can tell you right now, the anime version of these events is just absolutely superior to the manga version, because the fight between Baryon mode Naruto and Isshiki is greatly extended, and I was waiting for this. I knew that the anime was going to deliver here, and what a fantastic way, especially Naruto's last big battle in the entire series. He basically goes out like a boss. If this is his last battle, I'm fine with it, because wow, they did a fantastic job here, because Naruto was just bullying Isshiki. It went from, Isshiki bullying Naruto and Sasuke to Naruto basically turning the tables with Baryon mode, and now Isshiki is the one on the receiving end. He can't even land a single hit on Naruto at this point. He's trying, and nothing he does works. He even tries throwing those cubes at him like in the manga. What I like what the anime does here is, not only does he throw it at Isshiki, but he grabs Isshiki with his tails that he got from Baryon mode, his extended tails that come out from the form, grabs Isshiki and just decks him right in the face. I was just cheering when I saw that. That was awesome. I'm like, yep, serves you right. Some other highlights from this battle that I really enjoyed was when Ichiki was throwing his black rods, because in the manga, Naruto does grab them like he does here in the anime version, but Ichiki keeps throwing them at Naruto. He eventually grabs one of the black rods and just starts whipping the other black rods away. It was actually crazy to see, and that was awesome. And then the best moment in the entire battle is when they're fighting in the water and on top of the waterfall. That whole sequence was just fantastic. And they even paid homage to part 1 of Naruto with Naruto versus Sasuke at the Valley of the End, when Naruto first gets into his QB rage form and starts attacking Sasuke and overwhelms him, when he was punching him through the air and then kicking him. Yeah, they paid homage to that scene where Naruto does the same thing, where he's punching him consecutive times and he's just slowly going up in the air and then kicks him, just like he did to Sasuke way back 21 years earlier. So that was just a sight to behold. Now I love how Isshiki was actually starting to get scared of Naruto. After that taijutsu sequence on the water and above the waterfall, Naruto knocks Isshiki down, and as Naruto steps down, Isshiki actually looks scared. He doesn't know what's going to happen next. He's actually starting to freak out, which I love that the anime added this, because We really needed this because before this, Isshiki showed no fear against Naruto and Sasuke. The only time that he showed some slight fear was when Sasuke almost stabbed him when he was trying to absorb Naruto's giant Rasengan in their first fight. But you see here, after not being able to land a single attack on Naruto, he's actually looking genuinely scared of Naruto. That is until Baryon mode starts to wear off. And I like what they did here, where it shows like Baryon mode like flickering. Like it goes from normal Naruto to just Baryon mode Naruto. And that's when Ichiki realizes that, you know, Naruto is using a life extinguishing gamble here, and that he'll probably die once it runs out. So I just like what the anime did here as well. Now the only thing I noticed that was missing from the anime compared to the manga was Kurama explaining that Baryon mode's like nuclear fission. I don't know if that was something that the anime staff was like, yeah, that was kind of unnecessary, we don't need to add this, or not. I kind of was hoping that it would be explained here, but whatever, not a big deal. Now moving on to the second half of this episode. Kawaki is teleported to the battlefield and Isshiki is trying to plant another karma seal on Kawaki, as he only has about 5 minutes left to live. Now, some of the differences between the anime and manga. So one of the main things I noticed, I guess the first thing, was Isshiki summoning like 10 billion rods and just throwing them on the battlefield. And I'm just sitting here thinking, dude, you could actually kill Kawaki if you accidentally hit him with a bunch of these. So what you doing, Isshiki? I know you're desperate, but come on, bro. Now for me, the main highlight of the second half of this episode is Kawaki basically having some PTSD as Isshiki is counting down to Naruto's death. As Naruto is basically at Ishiki's mercy at this point, he no longer has Baryon mode. And Isshiki is basically holding Naruto down. He's like, yep, if you don't show yourself within 20 seconds, Kawaki, I'm going to rip his chest open, he'll be dead. Do you really want your beloved Hokage to die? Come out now. And he starts counting down. And this triggers some PTSD in Kawaki. I love how Kawaki has some flashbacks to his times with Naruto and learning about chakra, like some good memories. But he also has bad memories of the times where Jigen would basically punish him, and he was always scared of Jigen. And there's one particular scene here that I thought was excellent. It calls back to episode 192, because if you remember in episode 192, Kawaki, all he wanted was a goldfish when he was a kid. And it seems like Jigen got him one, but as his punishment, he basically pushes it off the table. But he gives him a countdown. If he doesn't come out before then, he won't kill the goldfish and make it suffocate. But Kawaki waits until the last second, and Jigen just knocks it over anyways. And he gets punished regardless. So if he would have came out sooner, this wouldn't have happened. And there's just multiple sequences where Kawaki just remembers Jigen just counting down to his punishment. And that shows that brief scene from the manga where he gets punished. Like, this was far better than the manga. The emotion here and just the extra scenes that the anime added here were just fantastic. Just excellent directing here. It just nails the point home. It just hits the point home, I guess I should say. But everything about this is excellent. It causes a lot of PTSD in Kawaki, and then he eventually shows himself at the end of the episode. And the way Kawaki is drawn here is just excellent. He looks great at the end of this episode. So overall, fantastic episode. Animation was fantastic in this episode. Directing was awesome. The fight between Baryon mode Naruto and Isshiki was amazing. It exceeded my expectations. The second half of this episode caught me by surprise with the flashbacks with Kawaki and the extra scenes of his childhood. It's just hitting the point home. Excellent episode. 10 out of 10 in my opinion. It's up there with episodes 65, 189, 204, 175 as the absolute best episodes of Boruto. Also 192 as an honorable mention as well, along with episodes 89. And I would put 135 there, but that one, it's some good animation, but yeah, we don't really talk about the time slip arc anymore. But besides that, this episode was just fantastic. So guys, in the comment section down below, post your thoughts. What did you think of this excellent episode? Do you think it's one of Boruto's best episodes? Or not? What's your favorite episode of Boruto? I'd like to hear it in the comment section down below. Just let me know. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And guys, have a great day. I'll see you guys later.